Hello guys, I have this is take two because I forgot that I do not record with audio most of the time. So here is it with audio. Now before you do everything, this is just a chicken farm. You see this is a regular pen where you put chickens in here and you get their eggs, and you'll use those eggs to put it into these farms right here and right here. Now if you want to know where this design comes from, you can go to Docm77 and he'll show you the designs for a chicken farm that doesn't produce cookable chickens, unfortunately. So I have made it cookable. We've made it cookable. It's usually lossless. I'll say that it's almost lossless because unless there's a whole lot of crap coming through here, like over 16, if there's like more than 16 eggs at once just flying right through the system, then it will not produce lossless quality. So be careful when you're dumping your eggs into here. If you get like a bunch of eggs from that farm that you want to use and you just put it in here, just be careful. You're gonna lose some eggs which have potential to have baby chickens. Now, the first design is 8 blocks tall. This is 7 blocks tall. And the second one is 7 blocks tall. And it all goes based on this design. Now, if you already built Docm77's farm, then this will be of no surprise to you, and you can just easily fit this in as you will. So there is a dispenser here. I usually don't have to use redstone in this build. Okay, so there's a dispenser here that phases inward at the hopper height level. And we have a detector that detects the block underneath it, which is pulled and pushed by this piston, which is set at a 2-tick delay coming from the signal given from this, the observer facing towards this observer that is detecting this observer, and it is giving off the signal into this, and it will shoot out a fiery warning. And I will show you that. Okay, that is not cool. So we got that, which will then cook the chickens if they're fully grown. Now, here's the thing about this. It's pretty simple. You just add on these pieces. Let me get out another block that we can use to detect changes here. So you just go up like this. Go up like this, and you place a block underneath. If you don't feel like you can just remove these blocks when you're done placing them. And you know that redstone that I said that we didn't need? Yeah, we need that. So you place it on these blocks here, and not on that block. Put this at 2 ticks. Move that block after you've placed the piston. You got to do is really just face over here and hit the observer right here. I mean, not the observer, the regular block right there. And place in your block. You can just, when you're placing this observer, you can remember not to put the lava in first, so we'll demonstrate that. Take that out. So placing this observer here, just make some blocks underneath the observer, and go up to here, break that block, replace it at this angle so that it doesn't accidentally face weird, and put back in that lava bucket. And that's what you got. That's really just what you got going. It's recommended that you kill everything in here before you do any of this building, and that is the upgrade. Now here's the other upgrade we will see. Is that it's a more simple upgrade. Let's say that here, it's basically the function's the same. It's just a weirder motion. Now I'm gonna get rid of all of this for a second, and this is the bare bones of the whole design. Let's get rid of those. I accidentally got rid of this. We won't be needing that repeater. So what you do now is place a block right beside that, and place another block right beside that piston I mean, we got a block against the comparator, block against the piston, facing into the spot where you'll put the dispenser, which could be either side. And you don't have to put that observer block anymore underneath that, because we're going to use the observer block forward facing this block, which will have the piston and the redstone, and you got your under device all set up here. Now, how does this differ any from that one? This one takes a signal from the observer below here. This one takes a signal from the comparator, which might not be the best thing you want. And I forgot to put a dispenser right there. I mean, an observer right there facing into this block. Now, I haven't explained it yet, but I'll explain it now. That this is like a quick pulse timer that will be the pulse will be sent right back into the dispenser it's detecting from, and that's a quick pulse because this observer is observing this change in air, and I think it's also observing the change in the observer as well, because this observer is changing what it's observing and outputting a signal, so it changes modes, which this will actually detect that 4 times. It will pulse this 4 times or something, or even pulse it 2 times, and this will just detect it 4 times. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but that's how it's going to go. And this, you'll just put a button here. It's to like stop if the server lags or something, even if your single player lags and the lava is kept out of the bucket, out of the dispenser. And that's pretty much it for the build here. So if you want to know how to make the main compartment, you just have to go, I think it's 3 blocks up, and you place your glass, I mean your hopper right there, and your dispenser will be right here. Your dispenser will face into, like, really hate doing this. You face into the block here because it's going to be held up by a sandstone slab, which I do not want to grab because of inconveniences. And there we go. And cover this. Just put a dispenser here. Okay, wrong button. Just put a dispenser here if you want to convert it into a cooker, and we're going to surround it all in glass except for the one above the dispenser below, which we will then cover in glass here. Just put those 2 blocks around, and you can stand on top of those 2 blocks, place blocks around, and then break the 2 in the middle, and you got yourself the chicken keeper, I want to call it like that. And you can place 2 blocks here, and have a observer flowing right down into that one. Okay, that wasn't an observer. You got an observer flowing right into that block, which you will then put a powered rail, and that powered rail will be, you'll have an observer poking away from the powered rail, and you'll have an observer poking up from it a block over, and you'll put your sticky piston right above that, put a block right on the observer, and get yourself a comparator where you will then power that, and that's pretty much it. This is just an add-on. You can just take that out if you want, and that's it for the video, guys. See you next time. Peace.